Okay, so as I understand it, Adam Lanza was having emotional issues and problems. And his mother was taking him to the gun range every week to shoot. A child with mental problems, and his mother was taking him to the gun range every week to do shooting. Is there a red flag here?
Yeah, okay, Adam, I know that you're a little bit troubled, but I think really that if we get you shooting, you might straighten out a little bit, might get some discipline.
Yeah. And then on top of that, she has her AR-15, her shotgun, 2 pistols, dozens of rounds of ammunition, thousands of rounds of bullets, out in the fucking open, not secured. They live in a town where the chances of you being home invaded or being robbed or anything else, and maybe she bought the guns because she was divorced and she was afraid because she was getting alimony, her husband would come and kill her. Wow! I'll keep the guns out in the open. I'll be safe. My son's safe with guns. I'm very sure that Adam can handle himself, that he won't do anything wrong with these guns. Oh, Adam, by the way, the AR-15 is in my closet. I wish we could put the bitch on trial. I wish we could take Nancy Lanza and put her on trial for negligent homicide. But we can't. Why? Because the bitch is already dead.
I'll just take these guys right here. My son has mental problems. I'm losing my son. But I'll be alright. God damn it!
God damn it! It's so hard. It's so hard to fathom what this kid did to little children. You can't comprehend it. You can't bring logic to it. There's no logic, no comprehension. You can't reason it. And no, one bullet's not good enough for any of them. I'm going to pump 4 or 5 or 11 bullets into each body. And it was a special needs student. A special needs child. And his 52-year-old educator, caregiver, whatever name you want to call it. And Adam Lanza, and she tried to shield this poor little child, and this motherfucker killed them both! Coward! And the vermin, you knew this vermin was planning this ahead of time. You knew it! This wasn't just, I'm going to wake up and kill these kids. This was being pre-planned. His mother knew he had problems. What did she do? God! I have the right to be angry. I think the whole fucking world has the right to be angry. I have no sympathy for Nancy Lanza. No sympathy whatsoever for the bitch. She got what she asked for. She's no fucking victim. Her name should not be on the fucking news as a victim. She caused this. That cunt. She caused it. She deserves no mercy. She deserves no feeling of sadness for her. You fucking whore. You fucking idiot bitch. can't see why anybody would have any emotion for Nancy Lanza.
I'm going to teach my son how to shoot. Even though he's got mental problems, I'm going to teach him how to fire a gun. Because then he can protect the house and me from the Black Hawk helicopters, from the evil Area 51 people, from the zombies, from the government that is becoming evil, from the economic collapse. I don't give a fuck!
I broke a blood vessel. I must have broken a blood vessel. I have a right to be pissed off. Everybody in this country has a right to be pissed off. I own guns. I don't live in a high-crime neighborhood. I live in a nice neighborhood. There's no threat against my house. My guns are secured. My ammunition is locked up. I have one pistol in the house. It's out. But at least it's unchambered and unloaded. It's there, and we keep watch on the news every night, on our neighborhood news, to make sure that we know the threat conditions that are coming up, the possible robberies or the crime in our state, in our local community, so that we can be aware when is the right time to load a fucking weapon. This fucking bitch. Irresponsible. Irresponsible. That's all you can say. It's irresponsible. Stupidity. Ignorance. So does she deserve any damn respect? Does she deserve any crying? Her name should be taken off the list of the victims. She should be reviled, hated, scorned. I don't give a damn what problem she had with her son. She broke the cardinal rule of gun safety. She used no goddamn common sense. She trained this kid to shoot. And by all accounts, the training went just as it should have gone. He was accurate with every motherfucking round. Did those poor children have one chance in hell of getting out of the violence and the murder and the mayhem that motherfucker caused? Did they have even a goddamn chance? Parents should not have to bury their children so close to Christmas. Parents should not have to have a Christmas without their little ones. Parents should not have to suffer the grief that these people are suffering because of this fucking bitch! And I hope there are people in this country that are just as upset as I am. We don't need gun control. We don't need gun control. We need responsible ownership. We need people to be responsible, to stop believing that the government is coming for them, is going to take over their lives, to stop thinking that we are living in Nazi fucking Germany and arming up their house with every conceivable weapon with children inside and teaching their kids how to shoot. If you have children, if your children are having emotional problems, if your children are troubled, if your children are suicidal, please, for the love of God and you own weapons, please, unless it is war, unless you live in a high-crime neighborhood, unless there's criminals running around in the streets, unless you really have a threat against your family, please, I urge you, please, Lock the guns up. Lock the bullets up. Secure your weapons. Please. Don't carry it in the car, under the seat, where some child can get a hold of it. Don't leave it out in the open so some child can put it in their backpack, go to school, and show it off to their friends, and they end up pumping a bullet into somebody. Don't leave it out in the open so your troubled teenager can take it and 100 rounds of ammunition and go to school and kill people with it. Please. Please, people. Please. No more. No more. No more. I can't look at the pictures of those kids. I can't look at them anymore. I can't. Because I can't imagine a little 6-year-old child, a little girl, a little boy, being ripped to shreds by rounds of ammunition. I can't see it anymore. I don't want to fathom it anymore. I can't imagine the horror. I wish to God, I hope to God they didn't suffer, but you know they did. If the guy's pumping bullets into him, he's pumping 5, 6, 11. And these children had no idea. They must have had no concept of what was coming. My God! My God, if you're a gun owner, please. If you're one of these prepper people, if you're worried about your government coming through the door and killing your family, please, unless the threat materializes itself, don't leave your guns and your ammunition out in the open, and don't teach your kids to shoot, especially if they have problems. Don't leave your weapon out in the naked open with bullets and tempt fate. I urge you, I plead with you, I earnestly plead with you. I'm not a liberal. And I know some conservatives are going to be listening to this and they're going to be upset. I'm not a liberal. I'm not an anti-gunner. I'm pro-gun. I'm pro-Second Amendment. But I'm not pro-crazy. I'm not pro-stupidity. I'm not pro-ignorance. I'm not pro-negligence. Nancy Lanza was a negligent fucking bitch. Who through her stupidity and her ignorance and her madness left these guns out for her crazy son to pick them up and kill people. Oh, Lord in heaven, please, people, please, please, please. Think about what you're doing. To those of you who have given up on your country, who want to think that the government is coming with Black Hawk helicopters and Area 51 aliens to kill you and your children, please, I ask you, take a moment of pause and step back from where you're going. Please. I can't begin to think of what is going through the minds of these parents. How many of them had presents underneath the trees already for these little ones? You know, I know it's weird, but I think to a movie I used to see as a kid called Battle of the Planets of the Apes. where the lead ape, Caesar, has an ape that keeps all the guns at his house, all the weapons. His name is Mandemus. And Caesar is complaining that Mandemus is taking too long because Mandemus continues to ask these boring questions before releasing weapons to Caesar and his people to go out and do some snooping around an old bombed-out atomic city. And Mandemus turns to Caesar and goes, Caesar, you have not only appointed me as keeper of the armory, you appointed me as keeper of your conscience. Which is why I've asked 6 boring questions and now propose to ask a 7th before issuing or not issuing the weapons you so seek. Maybe each one of us needs our own personal Mandemus, the keeper of our conscience and the keeper of our weapons. Shouldn't have to be the government, but we need some kind of conscience. We need something to tell us, to guide us in how to care, in how to hold, and how to be custodians of these weapons, because these are terrible weapons. These are life enders. They're tools of destruction. Their main purpose in life is to kill, to be the instruments of killing, not maiming, not wounding, killing. The whole purpose of a gun is to kill. So maybe we do need a Mandemus to give us conscience before we leave these guns out in the open for others to get their hands on. Because some people don't need to get their hands on these weapons. And we sure saw that on Friday. So, my fellow gun owners, I ask you, I beg you, keep hold of your weapons. Keep custody of the ammunition. And be responsible for it. Don't leave it out to fate. Don't leave it out to chance. Don't think that your child's responsible enough. And if your child has serious emotional troubles and mental issues, please don't let the weapon out till they can get a hold of it. Because we don't need this again. We don't need this again. These little ones should be celebrating Christmas, but they can't. Their parents should be having the joy of watching them enjoy Christmas, but they can't. They can't. You cannot reverse what has happened. You can't turn back the clock. We don't need to see this happen again. Please, I beg of you. I beg of you. For God's sakes, please. Please. This can't happen ever again. Thank you.